Good morning and welcome to Fat Cow Farm. Now here we are in the hoop house and the ends are finally finished. I'm stoked. It was hard, it was fiddly, and I'm glad it's over. So now we get to focus on sort of planning out now for our irrigation. So my thought process was that I was going to have my poly pipe. Now this is the only bit I could find lying around. So I'm going to have the black poly pipe that I can attach little sprinkler heads and things to. But my thought process was that I was going to set it up in here. And guess what? That is really hot, mate. It's boiling. And I thought there's no chance. So what I've got, rather than reaching up here, I'm just going to put it here. Got some of these leftover top hats that I'm going to sort of put in between my hoop rings here. And then what I'll do is I'm going to fasten my poly pipe like so. And then what I can then do is add in my sprinkler sprays and go from there. So I'm thinking that's going to be a better resolution, because I can't believe how hot that is. That is stinking hot. So this will give us a good air gap and away we go from there. So what I'm thinking is that this middle running through, we'll have some little misters on there. We'll have some misters on this one as well, and we'll do the same sort of thing. We'll put the top hat in between and then suspend our poly pipe up there, misters coming out, and then also on this side here. Now, to run these three, because depending on what we're going to be growing, now I'm actually really amazed on how warm it is in here. Like, this is we're outside at ambient and we're close to about a 25-degree day. It is spot on, absolutely spot on. In here, it's got to be getting close to about 30, 35. Got to be, and humid. So I don't think that the idea of having lots of water in here is going to be the best solution. I think we're just going to have that misting scenario go through. Because I keep on reminding myself that we used to use Coke bottles upside down and grow little bits and pieces, and that worked really, really well. So I'm thinking that this might be the way to go. But because of that, we've got 1, 2, and 3. I want to run them all independently. So I'm going to sort of set up a manifold system here. Oh, look at this. This is our newest addition to the farm. This is little Moana, nickname AKA Mo the Terrible, chewing everything. And I think what I'll do here is I'll put my bank of all my water isolators and timers and everything else right here. Because what I'll do is I'll take you down to the water tank and show you the run that I've got. And then I'm just going to bring that through and in. And I'll bring that as a solid feed of 25mm pressure pipe, water pipe. Bring that in, and then I can start splitting up. And then I can sort of run up along and then out. And I'll also want to run drip irrigation through the raised beds. All right, now it's getting too hot here. What we'll do, I'm going to go down to the water tanks, so I'll see you down there. So I'll see you soon. Okay, so here we are. Now, just before, you might be able to hear some water dripping. I've just shut off the pump feed for the water tanks for the week, so it's just got a little bit overflow. So just bear with it. Hope it doesn't make you race off to the toilet. So what we're going to be looking at here is the direct feed for the high tunnel hoop house. So what I'm going to do is, like what we've designed the chicken coop, we have this direct feed going into the chicken coop. So that runs the automatic chicken water feeder. It also runs the garden hose and a few other things like that. So that's instant water on demand. And if you can remember, this one was the drip irrigation for the vegetable bugs. So that's all through a timer. So we can alternate and do the things we need to do. So I think what I'm going to do is put another direct line in here as a direct feed. I'll move this pump across a little bit. And then what we'll then do is then we can then control everything up at the high tunnel. And I think what we'll end up doing is, and this has worked out really, really well, is that we have the timer, and I want to see if I can find one with 3, because then that will then do my overhead irrigation if I need to, and then I'll have some independent ball valves to work through that. And I then do another one, if I can find that triple, I'll get 2, and then do one for the drip irrigation on the raised garden beds. So I think because they're only battery operated, I mean, they're great. I think that's a 9-volt in this one, and I think I'm only changing them once a year. Like, it's just perfect. And they're waterproof, so it'll be perfect in that humid environment. So I think that's what we'll end up doing. I'm still going to use the batteries from this section, which work into the veggie garden and chicken coop, and I'll run a feed across, and I think that might be my initial thought process, because I will need to run some 12-volt fans in there just to get that circulation of air movement. And I think that's sort of phase 2, but I'm thinking that's going to have to be the way that it goes, because it's, my God, it's hot in there. Hot, hot, hot. And you can certainly see why ventilation is the key. So I'll show you the run, and it's not that far. So what we have is water tanks just through here, and straight into the high tunnel there. So what am I looking at? Oh, I'm looking at close to about, I don't know, maybe 30 metres, something like that. So that's going to work out an absolute treat. Not too much effort required. I'll just get the tractor up here. We'll put the pipe layer in, and then off we go. That makes life, and we'll use this water as well, which also supplies that. So, and that's getting to the point now where we may have to do some sort of float switch as a part of what we have here over summer. Running our garden beds over summer, I get to fill this up once a week. I just top it up if we haven't had rain. But now introducing the high tunnel as well, it's going to be interesting to see how that's going to pan out with water. It may mean that we'll have to run an independent rainwater tank for that system. But let's cross that bridge when we get there. So, the Hoop House high tunnel ends are finally finished. I'm stoked. We're now getting to work onto the irrigation side of things. And I'm pretty pumped about that as well, because I know that we're nearly there. I've got some ideas in my head about how we're going to get all that set it up. And away you go. So, all about high tunnels, planning your irrigation system. It's all there for you. Don't forget, like and subscribe. And I'll see you soon. Oh! Do you like the change of colour? I want to say thank you. John Seddon down at Honkers, mate. He sent me a new one. I love it. I'll see you soon.